Right on. What's up, everybody? I have been away for quite some time, and I've been caught. I think the last time I made a video was easily right outside the pandemic, maybe just around in the pandemic. So I know, look, this last year and a half has gone by fast and slow at the same time. Oh, never mind that. Whoever owned my house before me, they did have shelves up there, and they left them up there. But you obviously could tell where the shelves were. It's painted around it. I just took them down recently, and that's what we got left. So I'll fix that later. So a lot has happened, and it's been such a roller coaster ride and so much to share, but I don't have that kind of time. All the stuff that I've had in my laptop, my phone, and inside my camera, like I'm just gonna do a giant mesh video. The direction that I'm going with YouTube now and my creative content, I think it has to be more generalized and focused on certain things versus just vlogging. I'll probably continue doing some vlogging when I feel like it. It's just I'm trying to get to that ASAP because I jumped into comedy. I'll explain in just a second, but I wanted to document more of that side of what I'm doing. A year and a half has probably passed, and I felt so boggled down, man. Like there was like so much of life happening that I felt like I was just losing my mind, because I think I had it. I'm dealing with with my restaurant management job, and then dealing with life itself and the house, and there was just so much that I didn't know where to begin. It's like going into like a messy room and trying to figure out like where you're going to start the execution. Do you start picking up the mess in front of you? Do you go to the wall? Like it was just a lot of that, and I didn't feel like I had enough time to strategize. We figured it out. Clinton just decided to declutter. When spring came around is when I went to work on reorganizing everything and creating a different path. Also, I'm 38 and a half. I don't know if people still do that anymore. I'm facing 40. I'm already rounding up. That's pretty much what happens. And I'm like, man, I'm almost 40. I don't have time to be doing this, and this, because you just don't have it. You don't. Time is very precious at this moment, and all the things that you've been wanting to do and been pushing aside because you acted like you have all the time in the world. It's that's fleeting. We are at the reserves, and so we got to make moves while we can. So let me just fast forward through what has happened. I stepped down from my management job, and the main reason why I did that was because my mother was getting ill for the last 4 or 5 years. She's been struggling with issues with lung cancer and COPD. She was a smoker for a long time, but she hadn't smoked a cigarette that I know of in the last 12 years of her life. Both her and my dad had pretty much went cold turkey on smoking after my father was having health issues and had to get a triple bypass. You know, I just noticed, because it's my mom, and there's an internal instinct that I probably can't do with anybody else, but I could tell that she wasn't doing well. And so I just felt guilty staying in a position that required most of my attention when she needed that attention. So I just wanted to make memories while I could. I took my father for his 70th birthday, as a 70th birthday gift, to Minnesota to see his brothers and sisters. There's like 9 of them. And so it's been 20 plus years since we've been to Minnesota. I think I was still in like a freshman in high school, but last time I've been there, and my grandmother was alive, and she's not anymore. So I thought it was very important, and he was all game for going. So he came up there with me. He did an amazing job. He was when we got to Minneapolis, it was like around November time, so it was snowing. I gave him the keys to the rental, and he got us back to Springfield, Minnesota, which is a very small like farm town, safely. That's where the bakery was?
Yeah.
And you lived on top of it?
Yeah.
I went back to Minnesota again, like in April, for my cousin's wedding. Again, it was still snowing and stuff like that, but it was still fun to travel around pretty much by myself this time to see what that side of Minnesota was like. And then I went again, like in August, for the Minnesota State Fair, which is one of the biggest fairs in the whole country, and for good reason. I think I'm pretty sure I made a video about that, but I would definitely go to that again, and I would like to this year. I'm on the fence. Then October came around, and the inevitable occurred, and my mom passed. My brother came home from Houston. That was crazy. Cause like eventually your parents are gonna go. Eventually one day you'll die. But there's like, you push that to the side, I guess, like that kind of thinking. And you try to live your life like you're an immortal. She had a stroke, which sent her into the hospital. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, after she had passed, I got like this like gung-ho feeling, like, because I didn't want to like just stay in a dark place. That happens, I know, whenever you lose someone you love, and I've been there more times than I care to count. but I've been lucky enough to like always have like a positive demeanor, knowing there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We had like a church service for her at her Catholic church at St. Mary's, and after that we had like this reception at the local like one of the local VFWs, and I had a calling at that moment. My siblings ended up giving like memorial speeches about my mom in front of like, I don't know, 60 people. And of course, my sisters went together. It was very sad. And then me and my brother, we went up and I let him talk, and it was very moving and sad. Just like, I know my mom, she was a very activated person. I think that's where I get it from. She liked to perform and please people, and so and like to make jokes and cut up, and I felt like I had to like let everybody leave on a happier note. So I tried to make light of it, and it was at that moment I decided I'm gonna give stand-up comedy a shot. So what happens is I start asking like people that I know, like picking their brain, that are in the comedy world, like about their experiences, any advice. And I hit up one of my friends that I went to high school with, and he said, Clint, are you asking me because you're curious, or are you like interviewing me like you're the cops or something? And I was like, no, man, I'm actually really curious. I'm thinking about it. And he says, hey Clint, if you give me 5 minutes of material, like you email it to me so I can proof it. He's like, I'll let you go on. And I was like, okay. I had written down right before the new year came what my resolutions were going to be. As corny as that sounds, I really meant it this time, because I've written down things that I've wanted to do but I haven't actively ever pursued, and this time I meant it. I really meant going, like, zoning in and focus on this thing. See, my first love was basketball, and I just like naturally just did that all the time. It didn't take any like real effort for me to want to do it all the time. I just did. Kind of helped that other people were, other kids played, and it consumed me. I played a lot of basketball in a week. Before I knew it, man, like other people were giving me praises and saying that I was really good and whatever. I really didn't care about that. I didn't do it for that. I did it for me and my love of it. So I've been searching for that, like that love, something I just like will naturally just keep doing, because I mean, I'm not going to do anything in basketball now. I think that ship has sailed, but comedy does interest me. I'm trying to allow myself to enjoy myself, if that makes sense. Like I did worry too much about what other people think. Like people don't even know that I am concerned about their thoughts. Like, I don't know. It's just dumb to even do that. And this life, I have to be more. I feel like I've got to be more selfish about it and pursue it, man. Just go at it regardless of what happens. So that's what this new year was about. So I wrote the jokes, and I sent it to my man Justin, and he was like, man, this is pretty good. He gave me a couple cliff notes, but he was like, I'm gonna have you as the opener and give you 5 minutes. So fast forward to that, man, like the day of, I remember like I was good the whole entire day. I had spent that day just going over and over my material, and the show itself was around 8 o'clock. I think it's when it first started, and it was like 4. Well, I had to be there at 8. It started at 9, but it went all the way to like 12, because we had like 4 other comedians that were performing that night, and I'll just say this: I'm very happy that I was the first act up, because I was ready to explode out of nervousness and everything else. So to get me up there, I do it. And I see the main idea of it was like, if I really suck that bad, then everybody else, because I suck so bad, should be like saving grace. Like they would be sunshine. Like, thank God you got this jerk off of the stage. Now we got this. I didn't care if I failed. I'd be honest with you. I didn't care if I got one lap. I just had to go through it and say I did it. And even if it didn't work, I would have done it again later. Because I enjoy processes. I know failure is a part of it to figure things out. I didn't pick up a basketball one day and just been great at it. Now, I will say this. The first time I ever picked up a basketball and played, it went well, which made me want to do, I guess, more and more, because I had already snapped an expectation I felt like I couldn't do. And kids, I remember the kids that I played, I was 7. The kids that I played were probably in middle school or high school. They could have sucked compared to like the grown version of Clinton of their age. Like, I don't know, but I just know they were taller and they seemed faster than me, and just happened to, like I said, make a few points and a couple steals in that game, which did wonders for my ego, obviously. But I did it, man. I did it. They said I did pretty good. A couple of the comedians, amateur comedians, some of them do circuits in Atlanta, and I know they're traveling where they get paid at other places. We're saying stuff like, man, I couldn't tell that was your first time. Like, you just seem so comfortable. Now, see, the thing that makes it seem comfortable for me is that I was a restaurant manager and a server. I'm used to entertaining random strangers all the time. So speaking to random people, it don't bother me. In fact, that was a factor of why I thought when I started thinking about comedy, doing stand-up comedy as a possibility, like it was like it made sense. Like, hey, you're pretty much doing stand-up every day, to unbeknownst people. Why not just give it a shot? Now, I've been studying comedians ever since, like picking apart like their comedy stuff. Thank God Netflix has got 1 billion of them up there, so I can pick apart their strategies and what they're doing, how they're transitioning. Anyway,